We're waiting for Paul to say go, right? Go? Okay. If everyone would please be seated, we're ready to start. Okay. Good morning, everyone, and welcome YouTube's viewers. If you all would please rise, and we will sing our One Light. Before we start our prayer, I would just like to welcome Reverend Ron Neff. We're so happy to have him back. For those of you that are new or haven't been here or have even been here for the past year, Reverend Ron was instrumental in moving us from our last facility to this beautiful facility, and it was a challenge. And we all came through it, and we're so blessed, and here we are, and welcome back, Ron. We're so happy that you're here, and his lovely wife, Amy. Okay. Yes. Now, if you would just close your eyes and just relax in your seat. Just feel your body relax. Father, Mother God, thank you for this beautiful day and this beautiful spiritual community. Thank you for this space we have to study together, celebrate together, pray together, and be inspired together. Thank you for our prosperity, and thank you for the love we share and the love we take into the world around us. In this prayer time this morning, we forgive ourselves for having thoughts, speaking words, or taking actions that do not serve our highest good. We forgive others we believe slighted us in some way. We love ourselves and we love our perceived enemies, reminded that everyone who crosses our path is our teacher. We take a moment to silently recall anyone we know or know about who we believe needs our prayer support today. Quietly call out their first names or identify them in some way. Patricia, Sandy. We use our gift of imagination now to visualize them and to surround them with our love. We shine our lights on them, lightening their countenance and lifting their spirit. We call on the unending reservoir of love deep within them and affirm that love is healing them, mind, body, and spirit. Thank you, Father, Mother, God, for this opportunity for prayer, for all that we are, all that we have, and all that we give. We live, love, and have our being within a field of energy that is your goodness, nothing less. And for this we say, thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen. And if you would join me in our mission statement, to develop our spiritual connection with God through prayer, education, and service. And our vision statement, Unity of Port St. Lucie is an expanding community for personal healing and spiritual growth. And if you would like to stand, we'll sing Open My Eyes. Now, Nancy Cowles will come and read the Daily Word.
Good morning, everyone. Happy second Sunday in October. Today's phrase is world peace. Peace creates beauty in the world. An artist creates beauty out of a spectrum of shades and hues, and the diversity of color adds to the depth of the artwork. In this same manner, the differences in the world show the possibility of splendor when combined in the right way. I envision a world in which all people are accepted exactly as they are, and I set an intention to practice and facilitate goodwill towards others. I hold the world around me and find examples of people and cultures blending and mixing in magnificent ways. The potential for peaceful interaction and coexistence are endless. Acts of kindness, honesty, and healthy communication paint pictures of harmony. As I choose non-judgment and unconditional positive regard, I create peace in the world. Depart from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it. Psalm 34:14. If everybody can join me now in reading today's affirmation. Peace creates beauty in the world.
Friedrich Capra, Austrian-born American physicist, an author once said, "Spiritual awareness is an understanding of being embedded in a larger whole, a cosmic whole, a belonging to the universe." Let us be reminded of that as we move into our meditation this morning. So now just relax, quiet your mind, just let go. Let my words be your words and those of your heart. I reaffirm now what I already know, sometimes forget. I have come here in this human life as an expression of my spiritual inner self, to knowledge, and knowing that there is only one power, one life, moving through all of existence, in wholeness inherent in the oneness, and expresses outwardly from within me. So let your words, my words, be your words this morning, those of your heart. I'm reminded, as sometimes I need to be, that I'm a spiritual being, just immersed in my human experience. And that awakening to that true identity comes through conscious awareness of the present moment. I'm only one breath, one choice, one realization away from remembering who I've come here to be. I feel it. I affirm it. I am being it. And my spiritual being just having a human experience. And I affirm that as such, when I see with spiritual eyes, I'm in silence now for a few moments. I'll reflect on what that means to me and remind myself of who and what I truly am in the silence. And so as we bring our awareness back to this room, we affirm. I release any false notions of myself as I remember who I am. I am a spiritual being, expressing God on this earthly planet, and I open to seeing through my spiritual eyes. And so it is. Amen. Hey, we didn't do that right.
Oh, no, we didn't.
Got too old for that. Oh, boy. Well, so good to be here. Wow, it's been a while, hasn't it? I was just looking the other day at all my experiences that I've had, and I did my first service here. I was looking at my records, December 21st, 2008. 2008. And then again in 2009, 11 times, 2010, 11 times, and then 4 years up until Linda took over. Once in 2021, about a year ago or so, I was here. So it's so good to be back. Always, always. See smiling faces, gosh. You know, I have to give a lot of credit to a couple of people who, for all those years, have been such stewards of this church. And just praise them for their tenacity and their ongoing commitment to unity of Port St. Lucie. John Hayes, Sherry Peck. Yeah. I mean it. The church would have been in trouble. Yes, haven't been for them. So thank you, thank you. As a woman rushes to see her doctor one day looking very worried and strung out. She rattles off, "Doctor, take a look at me. Gosh, when I woke up this morning, I looked at myself in the mirror and saw my hair was wiry and frazzled up, and my skin was wrinkled and pasty, and my eyes were bloodshot and bugging out, and I had this corpse-like look on my face. What's wrong with me, doctor?" Doctor looks her over pretty good for a couple minutes and calmly says, "Well, I can tell you one thing, nothing wrong with your eyesight." Well, I'm not going to give you an eye exam this morning, but I am going to talk with you about your eyesight. Your eyesight. Seeing with spiritual eyes. I'm going to start by getting a little personal with you this morning. Had a lot of experience in my lifetime. At the time I was 17 years old, signed up for 4 years in the Air Force just to honestly avoid being drafted in the Korean War. Had 3 major careers, 14 years as an executive with the Boy Scouts of America in 4 different parts of the country. Executive director of the Rotary Club of Cleveland for 3 years, and at that time was the 2nd largest Rotary Club in the world. And from there I went into the commercial real estate business. As a broker in Cleveland, and for several years, made a lot of money. 26 years ago, at age 60, I went into the Unity Ministerial program. I have 2 sons from a first marriage of 25 years, and for the past 35 years, I'm married to one of the best Unity prayer chaplains in the world. Two years in silent Unity prayer room while I was going to ministerial school prepared her certainly for that. Put the ice cream on the cake for her to be the best partner I could ever have had as a Unity minister. Thank you, darling. So it's been a good run. My lifetime here on this earth, and you know, for all of us, a lot has to do with how we look and react to some of the major things that crop up in our life. Things that happen to us, to our goals, our ambitions, our dreams. But also the obstacles and losses and not so good times. Even possibly having to go through sometimes maybe that, what we call a dark night of the soul. Something awful happens. And thank you, finally, certainly, when all the good fortunes come our way, too. But I found so much of our life is affected by the kind of eyes we are seeing with. Our human eyes or our spiritual eyes? I'm sure all of you had or now have specific goals in your life. Some things you wanted to achieve or obtain, but found out every time you tried to achieve that goal, something got in the way, some obstacle came along. Somehow it just didn't work. And every time you made a move to achieve them, even from many different angles, something's always stopped you from getting what you wanted at that time. Or maybe even right now, something in your life. Friends, I could go on for the next half hour relating the many obstacles I've faced in my life. That's not what's important in my message this morning. What is important is that when they do occur, that we be open to explore the reason we're having the obstacles. Just might mean the universe is saying no, no, no. And maybe these lessons just might mean I'm wandering off my path, my true path. And all these roadblocks are set up to alert us to that. We push one roadblock away and another one comes along. Another one comes up, and then another one. When I got out of the Air Force, I spent 4 years in the Air Force at age 17 to 21. And I was able to get the Bill of Rights to go to college. And so I signed up for the music major at the Ithaca College in New York because I was a musician. I had bands and so forth. I thought that was the way I wanted to go. I got onto the campus, and they had a brand new television radio station I grew up with no television in my house. Some of you can relate to that. None. It wasn't until I got back out of service that television was, becoming something everyone was starting to watch. And I thought, oh boy, here's something. Here's something for me. This is what I want to do. And if I'd done that, I might have been a radio, television newscaster, rich and famous by now. Who knows? See? But no way would I be on the spiritual path that I was destined to be on. God was saying, no, Ron, that's not the way you're supposed to go, not in this lifetime. Now, I can see that today, because I see with spiritual eyes. Everything I've ever done in my life prepared me for this day that I stand up here with you and I give this talk. I share with you. I now see with spiritual eyes. So if you're finding roadblocks every time you turn around, perhaps, maybe you're not seeing with spiritual eyes. That something keeps escaping your grasp. Roadblocks keep showing up. Maybe, just maybe, universe is saying, no, not now. Try experimenting. Let go of the goal and all the effort, just in your mind, at least temporarily. And just accept that maybe this is not something you should be pursuing. See if you feel more free when you let go of that desire to reach whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. And look for any signs or omens that might pop up. Something, sometimes we get hit over the head, don't we? Yeah, you got it? Yeah. Universe. Other times, there's those subtle things that show up in our lives. And when you're seeing with spiritual eyes, you're going to know it. You're going to know it here in your heart. It just feel right. Yeah, yes. That's it. That's what I'm supposed to do this time. Friends, the message came so very loud and clear to me one morning when I was meditating. I had found a Unity Church some 8 or 10 years earlier, and I really become attached to its teachings. Knew it was the right place for us. So when the message came, it came loud and clear one morning as I was meditating, and Amy was there in the room with me. Go to ministerial school, sell the house, the money doesn't matter. Yeah. How easy it would have been for me to say, oh no, God, not right now. I can't leave $140,000, $50,000 a year in 1996 as a commercial real estate broker and be a minister. No, I can't do that. But my inner voice knew it was right. And when you know it, you see it. You see it with your spiritual eyes. You see it. But you have to be sure that you're seeing through your spiritual eyes. Sometimes these outer obstacles keep popping up and nothing but representations. They are of maybe some inner conflicts that's going on in ourselves, you see. Because our inner thoughts are reflected in outer events. Perhaps the voice is saying, do it or don't do it, is some inner resistance, you see, that's reflecting outwardly. And then it's a matter of trying to discover if that inner resistance is real, coming from spirit, or maybe just fear. How do we do that? How do we do that, you ask? How can I become spiritually aware? How do I see through spiritual eyes? In fact, just what is spiritual awareness anyway? I'm going to do something I rarely do. I'm going to read to you one of the best descriptions of seeing with spiritual eyes that I've ever come across. Saints and spiritual masters, since time immemorial, have come to remind us that we are much more than the body that we see with our physical eyes, much more than our mind or emotions. They tell us that our true self is the spirit or soul. They tell us that the soul is a part of God, the Creator, and that it is the power that enlivens the body, that animates us, that makes us tick. When this power leaves us, the body becomes motionless and we are proclaimed dead. Saints also tell us that there is a way for each of us to experience our true nature. It is not an intellectual pursuit, but one of practice wherein we can have a direct experience of our true self. Currently, we are asleep and ignorant of this truth. To become spiritually aware is to awaken to our true nature as spirit, to experience our true self. Spirituality is a process of discovering our true self. We normally think that perception is possible only through our bodily sense organs. Nevertheless, when we become spiritually aware, we recognize that we can perceive with spirit. And then he said this, an empowered soul is a soul that has recognized itself and is aware that it is the essence of who we really are. That is the guiding power behind the body and the mind. I just hear some of you saying, well, that's all well and good, Reverend Ron, but how do I become spiritually aware? Well, here's the answer. Some of you will delight in it, and some of you will not. You'll say, oh no, 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 no. We become aware of our spiritual nature through meditation. Meditation. And I'll tell you why and how he suggests we do our meditation. But first, I want to tell you a little bit about the author. Rajinder Singh is his name. He was born during World War II in Delhi, India, 1946. He's the head of the international nonprofit organization called Science of Spirituality, SOS, and is internationally recognized for his work toward promoting inner and outer peace through spirituality and meditation on the inner light and sound. He earned a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering from IIT in India and a master's degree in it from the Illinois Institute of Technology in Chicago. He received a spiritual education from two of India's leading spiritual masters. He has a list of awards from all over the world, did a keynote address at the United Nations in May 2016 on how meditation on the inner light and sound can lead to inner peace. He is the inspiration behind Veggie Fest, the largest vegetarian food and lifestyle festival in North America, and has co-sponsored that program by his Science of Spirituality. He's written several books, a lot of them, a lot of articles on the inner self and meditation. His latest book just came out this year. It's called Detox the Mind. Detox the Mind. How do we become aware of spiritual nature? He says, through meditation. Meditation. Put simply, meditation is an inner concentration. It can be practiced by anyone of any age. In meditation, we withdraw our attention from the outer world and focus it within ourselves to have that direct experience of the divine. We tune out from the world outside, from our body, our thought processes, so we can become conscious of the soul. These are his words. And then he says, to become conscious of our soul, which resides within us, we have to withdraw our attention from the world outside, focus it at the seat of the soul between the two eyebrows. This point is referred to as the third eye and is the gateway into the inner worlds. As we withdraw our sensory currents, our attention begins to collect at the eye focus. And in the darkness around us, we perceive inner light, not through our outer eyes, but through the inner eye. It is at this point that we become conscious of our soul. As we connect with this inner light, the current leads us from physical consciousness into higher consciousness. Wow. So now you ask, well, Reverend Ron, what happens as we become spiritually aware? What happens? He says this, he calls it a new dawn. By becoming spiritually aware, we become embodiments of love, and we spread the fragrance of this love to all we meet. As more and more of us meditate and become conscious of our souls, we will begin to embrace our collective consciousness, our collective oneness. The walls around us will gradually crumble, and we'll create a world in which every individual, no matter how humble, is respected and cared for. Through meditation, this is another little saying he has, through meditation, we light our lamp. We then can radiate our light to others and accelerate the process by which the whole world can be illumined. Folks, I have in the back a sheet of paper on the counter. It's a whole page that gives you all his method of meditation. Calls it the soul and the light. Light and the sound. And it's well done. It's not easy. Not easy. But nothing really worth anything is ever easy as that. And he goes on with it. I want you to take a copy of that home, and if you feel so inclined, try it. Read it over, try it a couple times. I'm going to come back here November 26th, I think it is. Is that when I'm on? So weekend of Thanksgiving, whatever it is. It's a Sunday. I'd like to hear any responses. This is a little bit new to me too, folks. I mean, it's only the last week or two that I've done this study, and I've come up with this approach, and I thought, wow, it's a little different. But take a look at how he says to approach meditation in that little one-pager that I share with you. And finally, in his address given to students at the faculty in Mumbai one time, he states this. He says, science and spirituality make a great partnership. If those engaged in science spend time in the silence of themselves, inspiration will come and lead them to the answers they seek. If those interested in spirituality apply the scientific law of testing a hypothesis in the laboratories of their own bodies, they will find results. Each person is capable of success in proving spiritual truths. Such pursuits can make the world a better place as well as uncover the purpose of our lives. And I add to that, begin to see with spiritual eyes. God bless you. God bless you and your Port St. Lucie.
Good morning. Bob's friend asked me about this song a couple of weeks ago, and And so I'm going to be singing Amazing Grace. I know she's not here today, but she watches us on YouTube every Sunday as well when she's not here. And this is one of my favorite.
Wow. The best rendition of Amazing Grace. You heard it here, remember. And Reverend Ron, you continue to inspire us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, now it's that point in the service. If you would take out your offerings, hold them in your hands, and repeat with me. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give in love because I love to give. If you have need of prayer support today, please see Judy Walker, and she'll be happy to pray with you right over here. You can go in that room for privacy, and it is confidential. Spiritual discussion every first and third Tuesday of the month, and I think we just had one, right? So, okay. Yoga with Lana. Chair yoga from 10 to 11 on Mondays. Please come. Prayer circle every Thursday morning at 11 a.m. is just for 30 minutes. We would love to have you here. We have a caregiver support group that meets every fourth Thursday of the month. I emphasize fourth Thursday because sometimes there's a fifth Thursday in the month. There was a little burp there once, so I just want to clarify. And that Bob should be back this month. Sherry and I have been facilitating it all summer while Bob has been away up north, but he should be back for the October one. Every Friday, book study with Amy. Oh, are we having a ball? Excellent book on Fridays. Reiki. If anyone is in need of Reiki, please see Sherry and she'll make an appointment, meet you here at the church. It's an experience you've never had before. She's wonderful. We have a guest speaker coming, Reverend Charlie Tweet. Okay, Sherry, don't laugh. Anyway, we need to put him up for one night. So if anybody is willing to do that, I would say please see Sherry after the service. Stop laughing. Okay, now on a serious note, this is important. November 6th is going to be the first annual meeting that we've had probably in 3 years because of COVID and yada, yada, yada. Lots to discuss. We encourage all members of the church to please be here, and we want everybody. We're just announcing that please save the date to stay for just a little bit after church. Yeah, it'll be right after church. And we welcome everyone to stay so you know what's going on and where we're sitting. And while I'm on the subject, please know that on the back bulletin board, there is always a copy of the minutes from the board meeting. Everyone's welcome to read them, and there's a copy of the treasurer's report. So you can see where we're at all the time. Just go look on the bulletin board. Okay. And, let me tell you something else. I just thought of this. Well, we've had some new people here, and I don't know if they always know. The prayers that go into the prayer box, they don't just sit there. After the box gets full, Sherry actually types them up, and sends them to Unity Village, and they pray over it there for an additional 30 days. So just because you put a prayer request in that box doesn't mean it just goes off to La La Land. So please know your prayers are being covered for a long time. Okay, let's, if you would extend your hands, send your energy up here. Father, Mother God, we thank you so much for all these gifts and these baskets, because we know that it's these gifts which continue to have this service here and to allow people to come into our doors and grow at their own pace with the support of this beautiful, loving family here at Unity of Port St. Lucie. We bless every giver, and we are so thankful. Even the ones that give electronically or through the mail, all the gifts we bless, and we are so grateful. And for all the prayers in this prayer box, we know that each requester is filled with the wisdom and power of God, granting these requests, and all is well. And for this we say, thank you, thank you, thank you, God. Amen. Okay, we'd like to, it takes a village. So we want to thank everybody that has had a part in the service today. And now our President, Sherry, would like to say a few words.
If you'll indulge me, I just have to go down memory lane for just a minute. Because even some of you were here don't remember we had to leave Razzle where we were renting before. Reverend Linda was going to retire. And she said to us at a board meeting, Reverend Ron Neff has been busy saving Unity of Stewart. She didn't put it that way, but. And maybe he would consider coming here. Just so happened, we were looking for commercial real estate, and lo and behold, here comes Ron Neff, commercial real estate, to help us create this place, the energy and everything. And I feel like Dad came back today to talk. And the other thing I just have to say, and this is not how you would normally recruit a guest speaker, but I happen to know that he wasn't doing a lot of talks. So my email to him went something like, I think you're going to say no, but I want to ask you to come speak to us because you're always welcome. And he said yes. Thanks for coming home.
At one time, she was doing prayer chaplain, youth education, and something else. Something big. Kitchen. That's big.
We are truly blessed, truly blessed. Mr. Jeff.
Yes, we will be having choir this Thursday at 6 o'clock, and I'm so happy to say that many people are not forgetting the rehearsal and are making the rehearsal and on time and everything. It's exciting. All are welcome. Anyone that can move their lips and breathe, you're welcome to the choir.
Okay, if you would please stand and we'll sing our peace song.
Peace
Just real quick, I want to welcome the newcomers that were here today. I forgot to say anything at the beginning. So welcome, welcome. Not there were two young people.